What if we stopped fighting climate change? Imagine you wake up tomorrow. You grab your phone like you always do. Still half asleep, you start scrolling through the news. But one headline instantly wakes you up. Every country on Earth has officially stopped fighting climate change. No more climate summits. No more emissions targets. No more investments in cleaner energy. No more trying to slow global warming. At first, it might not feel real. The sky outside still looks the same. Cars still drive by. People still go to work. Life appears normal. But beneath that normal morning, something enormous has changed. Humanity has decided that climate change is no longer worth fighting. In the first year, most people barely notice. Power plants keep running. Factories keep producing. Airplanes keep flying. Governments quietly cancel climate programs and redirect the money elsewhere. Some celebrate the decision. They argue energy will become cheaper and regulations will disappear. Others feel a deep sense of dread. Then the years start passing. By the early 2030s, global emissions are climbing faster than ever. Coal plants that were supposed to close stay open. Oil and gas production expands. Forests continue disappearing. The planet keeps warming. Heat waves become longer and more intense. Cities that once experienced a few dangerously hot days each year now face weeks of extreme temperatures. Hospitals fill with people suffering heat stroke. Outdoor work becomes harder. Electricity demand surges as air conditioners run nonstop. At the same time, the atmosphere holds more moisture. When storms arrive, they dump enormous amounts of rain. Floods that were considered once in a century begin happening every decade, then every few years. Farmers struggle with shifting seasons. Some regions face severe drought while others receive too much rain. Crop yields become less predictable. Food prices rise. By the 2040s, coastal communities are spending billions to protect themselves from rising seas. Some places build walls, others simply retreat inland. Insurance companies stop covering certain high-risk areas. And here's the part many people miss. Climate change doesn't hit every place the same way. Some regions become hotter, some become wetter, some lose reliable water supplies, some face stronger wildfires. The result is a world that becomes harder to predict. As conditions worsen, migration increases. People move away from areas repeatedly damaged by drought, flooding, storms, or extreme heat. Cities receiving large numbers of newcomers face pressure on housing, jobs, and infrastructure. Governments that once debated emissions now spend more money responding to disasters. Emergency relief, rebuilding roads, protecting coastlines, fighting fires, managing water shortages. By the 2050s and beyond, the warming continues because greenhouse gases remain in the atmosphere for a very long time. Even if humanity suddenly changed its mind later, some of the warming would already be locked in. Coral reefs decline, Arctic ice shrinks. Ecosystems that evolved over thousands of years struggle to adapt in just decades. Scientists have warned that certain changes can become difficult or impossible to reverse. Now imagine a child born the day the world gave up. By the time that child turns 20, they've never known a world seriously trying to reduce emissions. For them, stronger heat waves, costly disasters, and rising seas are simply normal. And that may be the strangest consequence of all. Not that the planet changes overnight, it doesn't. It changes gradually, year by year, until people begin treating the new conditions as ordinary. So what if we stopped fighting climate change? The world probably wouldn't collapse tomorrow. You'd still go to work. School would still open. Stores would still sell groceries. But each decade would likely become a little hotter, a little less stable, and a little more expensive to live through. And future generations would inherit a problem that became much harder to solve simply because we decided not to try. The question is whether the effects would appear. The question is how much change humanity would accept before deciding the fight was worth joining again.